Did I remember everything that you need? Did I do all the things that you need to do to start a live stream? No, I did not, 'cause I forgot to turn on the buttons that let me change the things, and I didn't resize my window. Now my buttons are loaded. What am I forgetting to do? Oh yeah, to see if the stream is streaming. See if the stream is streaming out to you. Waiting for the screen to reload. Okay, everything is online. Do. Out my back door. That stuff out of the way. Alright, plenty of room. Plenty of room. Water? Why not? Why not? I deserve some water. Refreshing. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Alright. What? Okay, alright. What? Okay, what? Okay, here we go. Gonna start it today. Where's my pen? Oh, Ripley. Are we forgetting anything? Anything at all? Flash, are you sure? Yeah, no, I noticed that too. Your animation popped again. I fixed all that. Thought all the stuff we did yesterday fixed that, but there you go. I know, you're the sweetest angel. Speaking of which, Ripley, when I click to the thing where you're supposed to be blinking, yeah, you're not there. It's just a black screen. Where are you? Where are you? What's going on? Why don't I can see the file. It's fine in the file. What if I double click this? I double click this? Are you there? There you are. Hey Ripley, thanks for loading that back up. Okay, you wanna go to my camera now? Yeah, no, we're all loving your camera. We all love it. But yeah, no, it's my turn. Hey, Snake Eyes. Howdy indeed. Howdy and or duty. As per usual, I meant to start with something, and then I started talking to Ripley instead, which is kind of weird because, she's not there. Not there at all. I can look over here where I pretend that she is, but it's just the Pat camera. Hi, Pat camera, and she's not there. She's not there at all. But I don't see how any of this is about me. You're not talking about the Snake Eyes. You're not talking about me and my feelings on the Snake Eyes and how we just watched the thing about the second G.I. Joe movie and how dumb that was. Remember when you watched the second G.I. Joe movie and you were like, wow, remember how bad the first G.I. Joe movie is? This is the same as that. It's just a bunch of nonsense and silliness, and it doesn't make me want to buy any toys whatsoever. Yeah, no, yeah. Snake Eyes does look pretty amazing, though, I have to say. Again, I have no affiliations with the GIs or Joes, and I also watched a thing that reminded me, oh yeah, Kevin Smith didn't grow up on He-Man. He never cared about He-Man. Who knows what this He-Man series is going to be about, because, they don't actually have the rights to the actual He-Man. It's like still... Anyway, we'll talk about that. Ripley, roll those sweet intro vibes. Hello, laser sharks, all of the laser sharks out there. If you don't know, I'm Mr. Cartoons. Let's call myself that sometimes. And I'm Milo. I'm the star, and it's all about me, and everything around me is a facade just to give me a venue to do the things and say the things that I want to say, and also to, wear some delightful hats. Oh, Pat Prue 101. Hello, indeed, Mr. 101. Oh, how joyous it is when the subscriptions and the follows pour in by the twos. And I love it, because A, it makes me feel good, and, and it feels good counting to two. Because, after that, who, who could go higher than that? Nobody at all. So anyway, um, Black Widow, everything I've seen for that, again, all the Marvel movies still, even the dumbest ones are still like, still fun, except for the Dark World. Yeah, the Dark World. I want to say I tried like 3 times to watch that, and I was still just like, is this about something? Should I have understood anything that's happened from beginning to end? Cause I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's trying to do what, and whether or not any of them should be, or what? Who? Which one is Thor again in this movie? Um, but Black Widow. I mean, it looks like it's probably super well done for, again, a GI Joe style movie. Like, I guess that's the only thing I'm just like, yep. When GI Joe came out, I'm like, hey, that gives me some nostalgic feelings. Maybe it's an action-packed, fun time. And then I watched it and it was just like, not fun. I guess it's action-packed. But I still loved the Incredible Hulk, the Ed Norton Hulk. Loved it. I've watched it 1,000 times. It has fallen into the category of my cold movies, my flu movies, which usually consist of like, I don't want to watch nothing, everything sucks, just play something on TV that I can fall asleep to. And then at a certain point during the height of flu, when you wake up at like 4 in the morning and you're just like, my bed doesn't work anymore, I don't feel good, everything just feels terrible. And then you end up on the couch and you're just like, I don't even know. Somehow that's the point where I always either drift to Ed Norton Incredible Hulk or the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. And the first Hulk movie, lots of dumb stuff in it, but I still think that's pretty fun too. But I'm a monster. Hulk watch. Um, but yeah, still like, I don't know. There's only a handful, like 1 or 2 I haven't seen, and I don't know. I've kind of gotten to that point where I'm a million years old and missing movies doesn't affect me like it used to. I used to be like, oh my god, I can't believe I gotta see that movie. And now it's just like, oh yeah, I never got around to seeing I don't know, whatever, the last Transformers movie, and it's just like, that was 12 years ago. Like, oh, then I guess life goes on and everything's fine. I'm not lost to the zeitgeist of popular culture. Ragnarok definitely was the movie that turned me completely. Like, I was almost done with just like, I just don't care about movies at all anymore. I don't understand what we're doing. I don't understand what the point of this is. And whatever it was, there was just a bunch of movies in a row. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be entertained by this, but I just either feel exhausted or, confused or whatever. Just one of those things where I'm like, I can see where all the money was spent and how a bunch of people made sure that money was spent. And then somewhere somebody else went home crying every night going, I was just trying to make a movie. This is what the story was going to be about, and this is how it was going to look. And then it was like, well, what is it? And then Ragnarok, and same with Guardians of the Galaxy, where I'm just like, beginning to end, this is fun. There's still silly parts. There's still stuff that doesn't make any sense. They put Gamora in a few movies, and for some reason, she's still useless. Still useless. Hey, that's Gamora. Oh, what's your introduction to her the first 5 minutes of the movie? Basically the most deadliest person in the world. Don't mess with her. She's unstoppable. She's unstoppable and she's the greatest. So, I mean, be careful around her. So what are you going to do for the next 3 movies? I don't know, mostly be like saving her and stuff. She'll like stab something like once and do like a kick or whatever. But for the most part, this idiot from Parks and Recreation, he's somehow going to be the guy who's good at things, even though he's clearly not good at any of the things. Everyone around him is better at the things, but he's going to be because, that's how stories are told. They're written by some disenfranchised white guy somewhere, or in his head, disenfranchised white guy, but you're writing a huge blockbuster movie, so you're not so just your face. But and within that movie, the disenfranchised white guy, his what's that thing? The blanket that the spider web that connects it to everybody. The relatability factor. There we go. His relatability factor, he thinks, is oh, the white guy in a world full of people who are different from him and better and more powerful than him, but he can show them at the end of the day. He'll teach them the blind side. They don't need to learn their own blind siding. The white guy will show I'm the hero of them. It's just like, how come? Why is this again? Like, I think the first time I realized that was a thing, or didn't realize, but was like had questions and no answers, was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the movie that put Kevin Costner in my zeitgeist. So I'm just like, who is this guy, Kevin Costner? That's some guy that grandmas think is cool. And then he was Robin Hood, and when you go back and watch it, you're just like, this was an action hero movie? Kevin Costner? What? He's like kind of just there. But within that movie, same deal. Can't draw a circle today. It's very hot. Morgan Freeman shows up, and he's all like, I'm a great swordsman and I have skills, but you'll still be the main character because the movie's named after you. I'm just better at everything. Ant-Man and the Wasp should be Wasp. And tagging along, Ant-Man, because he doesn't know what's going on. He is the character that, in Hellboy, in the first Hellboy, I can't remember the name of the guy, but whatever. The guy that shows up is like, I'm here to work at the BPRD, even though I don't know anything. I guess you'll just have to explain everything as I go along, because I am the vehicle that gets information to the audience, because they don't know. We're just making all this stuff up. Let's start with a big shape. Exactly, Pat. The Wasp and the Comic Relief. Again, and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Watched it several times. Still didn't watch the first one. Why? Because the movie about Ant-Man learning about Ant-Man. Just be the character for once. Just be him. Even in Thor. Like the first Thor, it has like a couple good sequences in it. I really like the metal guy and his laser face. Like this, was felt really good and visceral and weighted, like animation wise. It was all there, and I liked that. But the rest of it was just like, I'm sorry, excuse me. We're 10 minutes into this Thor movie, and he's gonna have to start learning to be Thor. Um, didn't you guys establish he's like 1,000 years old? Seems a little late in the game to learn to be Thor. Because like 2 movies later, it's like, I've been all over the cosmos. I know about these guys. I speak Groot. You guys don't know about Groot? You didn't know anything for the first movie of your life. What? Without Taika Waititi, damn it. Taika would, no, can't say it. But without that guy, you're nothing. You're nothing. The whole MCU is over as far as I'm concerned. Oh man. So the other day, having a weird, not even a weird, yeah, I guess it's weird. Uh, Text conversation, and oh yeah, I never got around to watch. That's one of those things as well. I never got around to watching the TV show of What We Do in the Shadows. Just the movie. So good. So good. Don't know why. Don't know why I don't get around to watching that one. This will work. This will work. So within that conversation, uh, don't want. I don't want to give it away. Hmm. This will work. This will work. This will be our bear. So, I'm gonna animate a bear eating some things, and if I can finish this, then I'll explain it. And if I can't, we'll have to wait till it's finished, or you'll see the finished version, and the explanation will be quite evident. So, I want this to be kind of like rough, not rough, but like, not gonna do like we normally do and make a bunch of parts and clean them all up. We're just gonna try and just kind of animate it, but kind of messy. A little bit of that can correct me if I'm getting this wrong, which I think I might be. I want to say Don Hirschfeld. Don Hirschfeld. Don Hirschfeld. I think I'm thinking of the right thing, but whatever. Something like that, where it's just kind of like sketchy and more about having fun than making some kind of like polished film. Still basically Milo style. There we go. That'll be the clean version. Down a bit, will that? Oh, nope. Trick! Trick! Streamlabs is hosting me now. Streamlabs, they're like, what? Wow! And they know about Pat Prow, and they go, hey, we're hosting you now. And Trick is following, he knows it's cool. Trick knows what I learned in school. It was how to draw some pictures and stuff. Well, mostly how to animate. With a blue pencil, it's rough. Oh, God. If it was beautiful singing. Actually, if enough people keep telling me it's beautiful singing, then I will actually record some kind of weird album. Weird Album Yankovic. Ooh. I like the name. Somebody must have done that by now, though. Rice? Rice? Hmm. Okay, let's do some squashing and some walking. Up a bit. Starting to look a little more like a dog. Laser Sharks has subscribed, and her name's too big for the box guy. Yeah, speaking of Streamlabs, chipmunks in a safe distance, you gotta keep back, or you'll get minced miss. At work, well, for the past few days, like literally today, I was just like, oh, can I even do a stream today? It's so hot in here. You gotta take off all your clothes. So hot in here. I gotta take my clothes off. Whatever. I don't remember the song. But on top of like trying to just be creative when it's just intensely hot out. Is just hard, but like the project that I'm working on was for the past like 2 weeks. Somebody else was working at it. They're just trying to design, like doing all of these designs, cleaning it up, making it, making it look polished and great. And then the feedback is just like, oh, cool. Like I know this is exactly what I asked for, but I'm thinking something different now. So then they tried something different, like this way, like almost, but no. Tried something different. So it's just like, oh god, you know, whatever. That's what happens. That's my job. At Streamlabs, I work at Streamlabs. Surprise! I'm not just magically gifted at streaming. But right now I'm just gonna animate a bear. It's kind of just a fun little idea. That once I get a little into it, once I start to draw what he's eating, then I'll tell the story of why the bear is eating that. But until then, let's keep it a little surprise for later in the stream. It won't take too long. I only stream for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, because you know I spend another 8 hours of my day doing this same thing. But yeah, so this new project, as of Friday, I want to say it was. It kind of just was like, all right, every once in a while this happens where I'm like, all right, I can't do it. I tried everything I could. You fresh eyes and fresh hands, you give it a try. And this week, God, how to use the word, use words anymore. Words are not using at the thing, not using words. Yeah, maybe I should take over. So anyway, at your job today, at the Streamlabs, when you were drawing pictures, you were like, oh, I'm overthinking this because somebody else has done so many versions of it, you can't quite decide if your version is underthought or overthought or overshot or not going to make it because, you know, yeah, you've already seen somebody else do so many versions. And then you're just like, what makes me any different? What makes me special? How am I supposed to break through to do the finest thing in the world? Exactly. And yeah, so normally like it happens all the time, and it's like do, you come up with something different. And I did, and I'm very happy with the design that I did. But as far as trying to like polish it, I'm just like, I just don't know. I just don't know. I just keep, you know, second guessing myself all day long. And also I'm just like, is it just, am I going crazy? Am I so bad? Like I'm just sweating and melting into the world, and it's just like, oh, it's not you know, it's not just my inability, it's the actual heat. It's actually this hot. I'm not overheating with insanity. Then I told you about damn it, Randy Dufresne. Randy drew all of those in-betweens. He frames. He dragged himself through every bit of drawery he had to draw. I don't do a Morgan Freeman voice, but everybody loves doing a Morgan Freeman voice. Thanks, Randy Dufresne. That's a good name. Randy Dufresne escaping with his Slim Jim. Randy Dufresne, he's boxing with. Celsius? Are you in Canada too, Trick? Yeah, it's been a. It's been a hot summer. Hot summer. Not a cruel summer. I'm on the never eat East Coast, and yes, I'm 1,000 years old, and I still have to go never eat shredded wheat in order to figure out which side of the country I'm on. It's been getting 40ish over here, Pat. If you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It was my birthday last weekend, or the weekend that just passed, and just about every year, we end up having this weird discussion how I'm like not good at birthdays. And when I say birthdays, I mean my own birthday, not because, of the whole like I don't like getting older or I mean I don't, but I'm like I'm whatever. It's just there's a weird certain responsibility that doesn't exist when when a birthday comes up that I'm just like, I'm not, I know, like guys, I don't birthday hard enough, and I realize that, and I'm sorry. Even when I have a good time, I'm not gonna be going woo, and if I am going woo, it means I'm not having a good time, and that's actually my safe word. And I'm just like, if I just act big for a second, and then get real quiet, then I can disappear, cause birthdays. And this year was the first year where I was like, you know what? I mean, I meant to do it a few other years, and somehow I messed up, and I'm like, this year I'm doing it right. And I went into my Facebook settings, and I was like, before the day comes, click Facebook, stop telling people it's my birthday. I just want to go and have a quiet day and do whatever I want and not feel like I should go and like a bunch of people that are just like, "Hey, you were born." Huh? Yeah, no. Yeah. I do want wild accolades all the time, but I want it for something that I actually did. If you want to celebrate my birthday, go give presents to my mom, I guess. Like it seems like a child's birthday should be more of something for the mom. Daily Chipmunks. They're a bunch of chipmunks living on the step, coming to hang it with Pat and Edison, not Nilin, Nylan. Deadly Gamer. You've just been, you've just been struck by, you've just been hit by a deadly gamer. Game Marco 3, holy snaps, what is going on? Somebody raided me? Did somebody raid me? Uh, too many names to come up with the songs for all of them. So anyway, I know I lost track of whatever I was talking about. Streamlabs work. Just a long day. I stopped working like a few minutes before the stream, whereas normally I'd stop at like 5 o'clock. And I just kept trying to work on that. And finally hit a point where I'm like, it is working. I know this. It's a Unix system. I can unlock these doors. The velociraptors aren't going to get me. So pretty happy with that. Like finally getting somewhere after a day of just like, this is garbage, this is garbage, this is garbage, delete it, start over. Just delete it, start over. No, I think I can make this work. No, you can't. And then yeah, maybe I still deleted some parts, restarted some parts, made sure it didn't look dumb, and then I was like, what if I had texture? And oh man, that texture was right, Pat. You already know. Pat. But yeah, no, this birthday, oh no, that was adorable. You just flipped right in there. It's almost like you totally forgot that you forgot, and nobody even noticed that you drifted onto another subject that was the not the subject, and then you were like, so anyway, my birthday that I was actually talking about, yeah, no, super slick, slick as ice, slick as oiled up ice. You're just the slickest guy in town. You're the worst. Um, oh man. So yeah, this year I didn't turn it on. Uh, and just a handful, like, I talked to my mom, my brother texted me, and like a handful of relatives were like, "Happy birthday." And then I always find it funny when other people are like just saying happy birthday on one of their posts and just like, "Hey, get your own post." I want an individual post from everybody, not like five people ganging up on Lori's post. I mean, come on, Lori and Tracy are the ones that know. And everyone else, come on. But mostly, it's not that. I was like I really don't. When I do get them, I do appreciate them all. It is amazing cards and all that stuff. But within the whole run of a year, tang bruh, ha, three ha ha. Is that how you say that? Tang bruh, ha, three ha ha ha. But yeah, like I said, it was like I would like to get birthday wishes, but instead of birthday wishes, just be like, hey, you know that stuff that you do? How all those things that you made? Hurrah for that! Here's a cake with candles on it to celebrate the existence of Milo. Yeah, I'm over here. I'm like a fully created being. I mean, has anybody else created several beings in their life? No. So let's get you a cake for that. But more importantly, no cake for you. Get me a cake, cause I'm the best. I'm the best. Hey guys, I'm still here on the wall, just being a painting in a bra. That bra guy, was he talking to me? Cause I'm totally ready once again and always to do some surfing. I've got a board, I've got the wax, and I still close my mouth occasionally, and I don't know why. Guys, it's cool. Bra? Hang bra? Bra through bra? Yeah, it's me, it's Ted. You can follow me at Bill and Ted But Cats. We have our own separate thing, run by Avocado Shake. She loves us. We take great pictures. We're the most photogenic bras that you could ever imagine. Brah? It's super cool. What's a VTuber, brah? I'm a surfer. Occasionally I'll help stop bank robbers. But that's because I'm undercover, but don't tell anyway. Brah? Brah? Oh my god, Ted. Shut up. I was doing a thing. Now I don't even remember. I was making this about me. You're just some other painting on the wall. Guys? About me? Don't make me stay on the me, just the me camera, huh? And except, hey, there's Ted. He's on the wall. He's real. Oh man. Ah, tricky, tricky, tricky. You know what's annoying? Not annoying, but you know what makes me 100 years old? I've definitely seen the term VTuber 1,000 times. At my job, there's a lot of, all of the mainstream things that I should know because I make art for high-end streamers, YouTubers, and definitely VTubers. But what the F is a VTuber? Just a video tuber? Tedimosity. Oh man. See, this little world needs to become somewhat famous just so I can make t-shirts that say Tedimosity. What's that? Oh, that's when you have animosity towards a Ted. Like any Ted, it's designed for a specific Ted, but other Teds will do. Other Teds will do. Everybody with every name eventually is annoying in this big old game of life. Do I have an Uncle Ted? No. My grandmother had a neighbor who I assume his name was Ted. They called him Teddy Bear, and I'm just like, that's a grown man, and you're all grown adults. I was like, yeah, and that's Teddy Bear. It's not weird. It's not weird that you're all calling this grown man Teddy Bear. I think this is weird. Oh yes, a virtual tube. I know exact. Yes, I drew. I don't remember her or his name. But yeah, I drew a bunch of starting overlay scenes and their little avatar, maybe animated while they stream of this kind of anime goth devil girl. It was a very sexy week. It took me about a day, I guess. It was a very sexy day at work, where when I posted my stuff to the team chat of just like, This is what I'm doing today? Is this illegal? Should I be drawing this? Am I gonna get in trouble with somebody? Once they take it, it's out of my hands, right? Higher voices to be more appealing. Get those voices up to the ceiling. Gotta get those views I'm not stealing. I just wanna be seen. Virtually, I mean. Here's my anime face. While I enter the streaming race. Gonna try to get the top 4% so I can pay most of my rent. Believe it or not, I knew that was something else. Um, oh, it happens all the time. Corbin from work sees a lot of those posts. I try not to inundate myself with too much, um, you know, horrible things in the news. But yeah, it happens a lot. And even like, as a company, like we've hired artists that were like, you're going to do this, right? Like, yep. And then they just disappear. When my friend and I, or when my friend started a company, it was like, hey, I want to work with you. Like, all right, start a company or something, then I guess. And then he did. And it was just like, well, you're in San Francisco and I'm here in Canada. Like, don't worry. I'm going to start it in your neighborhood. You're going to what now? I'm actually going to start it in your house for a little while, and then I'll get some office space. Like, okay, cool. That's great. And then during that process, it was just like, hey, can you program this? Like, I sure can. All right, can you 3D animate this? Like, uh-huh. Here are my designs. Here are my game ideas. Here's my whatever the facts and figures you need. And then yeah, then just be like, this isn't even close to what you said you could do. This doesn't work. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's working. Like, no, it doesn't though. I'm pressing the things. It doesn't work. So yeah, those are the ones are like, hey, you can't get away with it, like real small streamers, but there's a lot of those stories. I can't remember. There was a really big one that that yeah was like kind of notorious for um just getting people to do work for them and then disappearing. And I don't know who it was. A lot of names go by on a daily basis, and you know, I don't even remember the names of people I've met 1,000 times here in town. Uh, but yeah, well, there was a big deal with whoever that was, and they just blamed their management. And a lot of times you can get away with, or it was the management that you just get a bad manager, and they decide to take advantage of people so they can get more profit at the expense of that streamer, that artist, that whatever. Uh, um, at the expense of their reputation. Ooh, what don't I like to draw? Uh, if you wrong one. If you follow at Mr. Cartoons on Instagram, I just draw there all the time. I'm constantly putting up all my artworks. But yeah, there's a lot of sexy dinosaurs. If that sounds intriguing at all, they're usually just kind of pin up ladies and dudes with dinosaur heads, dinosaurs, Ninja Turtles, Batman, Mario's, and just weird random monsters that I make up. Yeah, I usually make it. There's two whole books of sexy dinosaurs. Um, dare I try to open some? Oh yeah, there were some names I meant to check and see if I could see. Um, yeah, I don't understand why that's. Nope, nope. There we go. Um, Look at some sexy dinosaurs. It's been a little while. Been a while since I opened the sexy fold. No, that's a different folder. Where are they? Oh, Dino books. Um, Book 3. Oh yeah, I've already started book 3, and I never finished it. Um, Here's. That's not how this works. Flip this over, drag it down here, and then oh, I've never drawn a dino penis. Where's my tablet button? Doop, doop. So that's one. I'll just take like pin up photos from the internet, and then I draw a dinosaur head. Nothing too complicated about it. Trying to find ones that won't get me banned. They're all scanned upside down. Doop. Like a Fight Club guy. These are all upside down. Doop. Looks a little weird on screen. I forget how long it was. I can't remember if they just took down. Yeah, I think it was just like 3 days or maybe 4 days or something like that, where they were like, "Hey, you drew a nipple on your stream. You're out of here." Um, Maybe I've drawn one with a penis. I probably have. Yeah, I really don't have a problem with drawing that. Tengbra 3, haha. And no, those are when we used to. Well, I can't see it from here. Um, Draw with the Oh yeah, this is on the wrong screen. That's why. Um, there you go, Milo. Now you're in the right place. Although. Close enough. Um, yeah, there's maybe 2 or 3 that are digital, but most of them are, yeah, on like multi-purpose paper or just whatever. All right, see you next time. Tang bruh, ha, 3 ha ha. Um, yeah, there is one right outside my bedroom door. Actually, there's a bunch in my whole apartment. What do you mean by right outside your room door? Sexy dinosaurs are literally outside your room door right now. Like the real things? There's some paintings of them. I'm real confused right now. Anyway, um, I don't want to have a confrontation with any actual sexy dinosaurs, no matter how sexy they might be. Still dinosaurs, and no offense. I love dinosaurs, but I don't trust them. Oops. All right, this is getting way more animated than I intended to. But I made notes. I made some notes of things from the week. Mostly I keep watching this guy, Adam, the Puppet Nerd, I think is what his YouTube channel is called. And he just shows you how to make, like, every kind of puppet. And they're amazing. And I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta make one of these. Like, literally, either here or in the living room, I've got a list of some things that I need to get in order to make a puppet. Even though I have my little armature stop motion guy, that it still isn't done. He's still not done. I still have to just finish his hands and clean up some stuff and try to fix him a bit. You know, there's a few things about him that I'm like, this is a learning process. I wish this was better. But I still haven't really even done anything with him. Oh, those the ones that are like your whole hand and he's working with. I think that's a different guy. But I was watching him, if it's who I'm thinking of, and oh man, that made me really want to make some of those. He had some of these crazy like black light characters, so you can't even see your hands. So it's just and he's just all these little levers that unbelievable, unbelievable. Probably I don't think I have the dexterity to work those, but this guy was showing how to use levers to make like blinking eyes and everything. But the main thing was like I've watched a lot of these in the past, and I'm just like, it's still beyond, like, I can't, without sitting down with somebody and having them show me certain things, I'm just like, I know I'm watching you do it, but I can't quite figure out just one of those, and see, there you go, now it's all together, like, wait, no, what did you do? It looked like a magic trick, what did you do? I'm not quick enough, and then yeah, just the other day, YouTube was like, hey, you'll like this, like, fine. Fine, I probably will, YouTube. Let's see what this is all about. And it was basically like the complicated puppet build that I want, except the simplest version of it that I can understand. And I was just like, this is perfect. But also, yeah, that guy. Yeah, that's exactly who I was talking about. You see the little birds? The crazy, like, amazing, like, super articulated little birds with a little wire in their heads. Are like, oh, God. I could just watch him work those for hours. Just beyond amazing. I believe, I think the first one I watched was him and Adam Savage hanging out, and he was showing him how to make some stuff. And then just watching more of his things. I'm bare and I'm walking and I don't give a care. No idea what that means. No, I really don't keep too much up on animation news and or scandals. After the last scandal that I heard about, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with you guys. I'm out of here. Cause I knew the person and I was just like, this sucks. Is is this a different Tangbra haha 3 haha from before? Because didn't you start by saying Streamlab was hosting me? Can we explain this? Because if they're not hosting me, I'll be like, Corbin, I'm not being hosted by Streamlabs anymore. Corbin! 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 And Corbin will be all like, alright, I'll multipass this up. Get me back on track. Corbin is a wizard. He's got a leopard lizard. It's a leopard gecko and it's real. He's got lots of pets. Please don't steal. Yeah, where are my notes? They do love me at work. Uh, the other day, I don't think I don't know if I was talking about this before. Or well, I know I was talking about this part. I made some themes for the Streamlabs theme overlay library. I had a bit of free time the other day. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do some of these instead of the custom VIP stuff that I normally do for VIPs customly. Uh, and in the making of those, I have to also make the thumbnails, the sample images. So I recorded it from my own computer, from my own Streamlabs OBS, and used my own face. All right, have a good day and or night, Tangbra. We don't say goodbye, we say good journey. So, I made all that stuff. Corbin took it, posted it, and it's in the theme library for people to use. I think it's actually tagged as I did it, and not even Streamlabs. I'm not sure if it says Curtis or Mr. Cartoons. I'm fine with both. And yeah, so then Corbin posts within the team, Slack channel like, hey, Curtis made this theme. If you're into that, go check it out. And you can see me on the screen in the screen cap. Whatever. Don't think about it. Don't care about it. Just doing my job and moving on. But then it becomes a thread. The post becomes a thread and people comment on it. And one of the few comments was, you know what I like? I want to say it was Ethan. Might not have been Ethan. But Ethan said, you know what I like? I like that Curtis matches his glasses to his home. Which, I mean, yeah. Yeah, technically. Most of my glasses have some sort of red in it, and most of my apartment has some sort of red in it. My response was, yep. One day I was at a pawn shop when I first moved to town, and I think we had just gotten like my first bonus in 1,000 years, and I was just like, I guess I could spend some money on myself. And I was in this pawn shop just looking around. I was just walking around town looking everywhere. Um, and yeah, in the glass case, still in the box, like looking pretty new, was a PlayStation 3. A red God of War edition PlayStation 3. And I really did want to, like, somewhere in my head I was like, if I do happen to see like a cheap PlayStation 2 or 3, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get myself some Spider-Man 2 or 3, and I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'll be loving it. And I was like, is that a red PlayStation 3? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I think I might need that. He was like, okay, really? Yeah. Like, I just bought a bunch of red stuff for my living room. And I kind of do want a gaming system or some sort of DVD player to put in the living room. And a PS3 would be good. It's obsolete. This was like the PS4 years. Well into the PS4 years. And because it's a pawn shop, he was like, all right, cool, so we want to work out like a layaway plan or a payment plan or whatever. I was just like, wait, what? No, I want to take it home with me right now and pay you for it like we're in a store. I mean, This is also like a music store. I've bought stuff here before, I'm pretty sure. Can I just give you money and walk away with this thing? I'm not trying to unpawn it. It's not my old PlayStation. And he was like, oh, yeah, yeah, cool, okay, yeah. And, I don't know. Maybe I just don't deal a lot with pawn shops. I've never pawned anything. I've sold stuff as far as I'm concerned. Like, here you go. Sell this to somebody else. Like, all right. So you're going to want to get this back? Like, no. No, I'm getting rid of it. It's for you to get to sell to somebody else after you've got it from me from a much lower price than you're going to sell it for. But mostly, I'm trying to clear some space in a room or a closet or whatever, so it's yours now. But it seemed like it had value, so I figured I'd do something with it. Anyway, that guy seemed semi-perplexed that I wanted to just pay the $60 or $80 or whatever it was for this red PlayStation, and yeah. So anyway, that was my response to Ethan. Was just like, yeah, no, I fully bought a red PlayStation because it went with my living room, and I maybe wanted to play some old Spider-Man games. It wasn't until I got it home, picked up a copy of Spider-Man 2, and realized that you can't play PS2 games on a PS3, or at least not the PS3 version that I had gotten. But other ones could do it. Why won't you just zoom somewhere? There we go. But that's fine because there was still the Amazing Spider-Man for the PS3, which was even better and more amazing, and then the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I can. It's right there on the shelf. I yet to pull it out of the case and see if it even works. But that's what I do. That's how I roll. Alright, that's definitely not enough frames for a proper walk cycle. You know it. Pat knows this. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows. There's not enough frames. Everybody knows. You're playing games. Everybody knows you've got. Alright, I think I just got a message. I can finally rebook for an earlier COVID test. What was I just about to look up? Oh, yes. Things to actually talk about today. Okay. Every week there's always something. There's always one of those things that are just like, we gotta get real upset about this. Oh, those things that are like, they don't actually matter. In some cases, they're actually like good. They're actually like a good thing, and you're still like, let me just complain about this, even though it's not worth complaining about. I forget what that thing. What do you call that? It's like when you want to go on and have your have your idea and you're supposed to say things. It's just a rant, just a weird rant. No, it's bullshit. Bullshit, I think, is the word that I'm thinking of. Bullshit. I got some bullshit. Yeah, no, my second vaccination needle. I've only got the one, and everybody else is like getting their second one super early, and my second one isn't until September, and that seems crazy to me. Oh, did I say test? Oh, I know. I got a text that said I can reschedule. Maybe I'll have to listen back to the tape. Yeah, there's somebody else posted there as well, where they've been like just really like groggy and exhausted for about a week. I'm like, oh no, but my mom was just like, oh, we were all real worried, because everybody was kind of having um, that reaction to getting their second dose, they kind of planned the rest of the day to be like, well, we're not doing anything because we're going to be exhausted and feel bad. But then she felt fine. She was like, I feel super fine. Yeah, do you know how hard it is to make animation? 'Cause I've made hours and hours of him doing stuff, and it never made me rich or famous. So now he just has to sit there. Now he just has to sit there. It just takes a lot of work to make all the frames. It takes a lot of work to make all the frames. I'm not that boring. I'm super interesting. Just right now, I'm mostly like kind of standing still, biding my time. That's what that's called. Biding my time. When you least expect it, crazy stuff will happen. You know, ghostly hauntings all turn loose. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Oh, I won't say it a third time. I know what happens when you say stuff like that a third time. Bad things will happen. I'll say it 3 times. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say any words more than twice. I'll say all the words 5 times. Seashells, seashells by the seashore. I wasn't afraid to say that at all. All right, calm down. Nobody asks. Nobody asks. Please. Everybody in this room is crazy. Everybody in this room. I'm fine. Everybody else, super crazy. Super crazy. Meow. 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 Yeah, not obviously you're always outside of it. You're the sweetest angel, Ripley. You're the sweetest angel. Never ever have a problem with you. Hi, Pat. What? Animation's not heard. Just kidding, just kidding. Animation's not heard. What's going on? What is going on over here? Oh man. Um. Yeah, that's the only thing. Laser sharks. The more I see, the more it gets closer to a world of unmasking and social indistance. I am genuinely starting to get nervous because I'm just like I've gotten to live in a world where you know my behavior is now legal, and the things that I feel comfortable doing or things that make me feel comfortable in the world is like how people have to act now. I'm just like excellent, eh? Everyone watching out for germs and stuff. Isn't it cool? We're all on the same page? Yeah, we're all on the same page. And some of us are just like, no, I'm gonna lean out of the side of my car and scream at you. The you being me. Yeah, I've been working from home for pretty much my whole life, and then yeah, I think probably since around the same time as you, Pat. I believe I've been working from home. Maybe a year before that. But then I went back to working at a place again, and that sucked. So I worked from home, even though I was pretty much just across the street from it. No thanks. Because you validate the introverts. The extroverts have had their time. Everybody can stay inside, and they can learn to rhyme without getting beat up all the time by the bullies who hate stuff just for it being stuff. Meow. Um, I read the note. I can remember the note. I can remember the note that I was going to say that The power of knowing what this world's about. Watching a good friend scream. Let me out. Am I gonna have to look at it again? No, I'm not gonna look at it again. I can remember. I can remember that the first note on the list is about. Oh yes, yes. Remember how I called you both yet? Remember that? Yes. So again, last week I complained about the fact that Heinz was like, let's start a petition to even out the bun to wiener ratio. Like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Who cares? There's so many of those in the run of a week that thankfully it's other people so that I can, take a step back and look at myself in the mirror when I am just, in the full mode of, you gotta be kidding me? You gotta be, when I've taken the time to talk to a stranger in the hallway and go, of course. Ugh, society and its wackiness. But I ordered something from Apple for the first time in my whole life. I've had 2 iPads. I've never bought an iPad. I've got the first one from my job. Here, you have to use this and learn things and play apps and games because you're a company that makes those things. And then I don't even know who TakeMan is. I'm a very old cat with a very delightful hat. And if I had a tank man, I would be the tank man. But I don't know who that is. Maybe I'll look it up later. It's probably from a game. Is he from an anime? Either way. I'm cool. I'm cool with life, like vanilla. And I'm nice. Oh, and I'm chill. Yeah? Okay. Later? Jam. Um, uh, exactly, yeah. So we talked about this last. Oh yeah, Pat, you weren't here, but yeah. So the one of the reasonings I gave for the odd ratio is it doesn't matter what you do. There's always going to be lost wieners into the grapes. There's going to be half buns that are just gone. Like things happen. Birds come in, they swoop, they grab something. The ratio gets thrown off. Oh, he has a voice. So long since I even thought about Newgrounds. Wow. Um, So anyway, first iPad was like, I'm using an iPad, guys. I'm in the future. And then what seemed like 2 months later, I was like, all right, load up a version of the game that I've designed, so I can play it on this little iPad that I have here. Excuse me. And Brent was like, yeah, no. What do you mean, no? I designed this game. This company is very, big chunk of my life right now. Let's do this. I want to play the thing. I want to see the characters that I made doing things that I told you to make them do. Make me feel special. And everybody started calling my iPad the iPotato. They were like, you could install just as much stuff on a potato as you can on this iPad. It's so old. Like, guys, we just got this iPad like so recently. Like, yeah, well, everything's getting updated pretty quick right now. Like, all right, cool. So then eventually there was a new iPad. And then same thing, one day it was like, yeah, no. That iPad's too old and obsolete. Like, are you kidding me? So that iPad that was old and obsolete 4.5 years ago, I still use it all the time. I think it's great. And of course, there's a lot of most things I can't install stuff on. Can't use one of those fancy Apple pencils or fancy programs. But I've wanted to. So I decided for my birthday to treat myself. The iconic phrase originated from an original series with him. Oh, it moved. With him in it. He's the main character of the series. There was a tank man who stole a tank and drove it around and destroyed stuff. Happened somewhere in California, I think. Destroyed in seconds? I assume that's a documentary clip. Oh, that sounds familiar. I do remember something like that. I don't remember watching it, just hearing about it. So, broke down, ordered myself an iPad for once. Was it brand new? No. I only order from the refurbished clearance section if I do order anything from Apple ever, ever, ever. Um, Either way, just like I'm in no big hurry. Everything's fine. And whatever. It says it'll take about a week to be delivered. Like sounds reasonable to me. No big deal. Um, and then they send like the shipping information. Like all right, it'll be delivered. Basically, 2 weeks from now. Like 2 Fridays from now. Like all right, again, still fine. I'll be home when it gets here. I'm sure. So then they send a follow up um, message to say, hey, yep, your thing is shipped. It'll be delivered by Friday. Not the next Friday, this Friday. Like, all right, cool. Sounds good to me. I'll make sure to be home. And it says, like, by the way, you gotta collect this at the door. We're not leaving it anywhere, so be home. Like, okay, I'll do my best. So it's like on a Friday, they say it'll be here next Friday. On Sunday, hey, it'll be here Tuesday, actually. Like, oh my God, that's crazy fast. No big deal. Uh, can't wait. Should be great. Monday, I decided to start the day by just going for a little walk around the neighborhood. Like literally a 10-15 minute walk before work. Still pretty early. No need to expect anything or that I'll have been, I've been doing anything wrong for this 15 minutes. I'm just going for a walk. Everything's fine. As I start to walk, I get a text from Apple or from like the delivery depot thing that's handling it that says like, "Hey, so yeah, it's gonna be delivered today. Make sure to be home. Like, don't be like, wait, what? Today? Oh!" And then I saw a FedEx truck drive by, and I'm like, well, what are the odds? What are the odds that it has already come? It's really early in the morning. It seems insane for you know something that was supposed to not get here for another 2 weeks to already be a sticker on my door that says, hey, guess what? That pet peeve you have about not getting the mail and having a sticker that says we missed you when you were actually home and nobody knocked on the door or rang the bell. And of course, I got home and there was a sticker on the door saying, "Yep, you messed up. You're bad at receiving mail. F minus." Like, oh, come on. Come on. So why it's, why I'm bullshit right now is that just like, I don't have anything to complain about. Uh, because it is like, what's your problem? Like, it was too convenient. Like, it somehow got here before you ordered it. It's like, Star Trekking around the universe on the Next Generation ship and just being like, computer, tea, Earl Grey, and then, here's I guess another analogy for that where you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna, while my tea cooks, I'm gonna go get some, I don't know, crackers. I don't drink tea. I don't know what people do with crackers. I'm gonna get some snacks, and I don't know why I'm focusing so much on this walk. It's so not a part of it. It didn't need to be there at all. What is wrong with me? um, and yeah, it's like the other version of that I realize where I'm just like, what is wrong with us as a society? Like, I get mad when people post like, there should be less things on Netflix. There's too many things. It's ridiculous. How am I supposed to find something to watch when all of the things are there? Like, yep. Sometimes literally like, I can't find a tree. There's this big florist in the way. And we're humans are stupid. We're all just stupid weird animals that don't understand how make our own lives work. Because, yeah, definitely so often I'm like, all right, I'll go watch something on YouTube or whatever, and an ad will play, and I'll be like, oh, cool. Like, I'll go run to the kitchen and grab a snack while the ads are playing, and then half the time, ads are literally like 15 seconds long, and I'm like, oh, come on. Like, I needed more time than that. But it's like, oh, wait, all I've ever wanted my entire childhood was, there has to be a way to not watch these commercials. Like, there just has to be, and now we live in that world, and I'm like, oh, yeah, but I needed time to go to the bathroom and to get some snacks. Like, yeah, you can pause everything now. Like, this doesn't, you're being, you're using your, excuse me, 1994 brain in 2021, and it's definitely going to give you some trouble. It's me. Because it's a bear. Right. It's going to be a weird way about going about what I'm doing, but doing it anyway. So, go with one of the in-betweens here. Yeah, that'll do. What's going on over here? Yeah, like that's honestly, I haven't watched Netflix. I didn't stop paying for it because it wasn't working right. But same with Prime. If not for the fact that I get free shipping and music with Amazon Prime, I definitely would have to get rid of it because I don't watch anything on Amazon Prime. I look at it for 5 minutes and I'm like, I'm just gonna watch some random YouTube stuff instead. Yo Tango? Yola Tango. Ooh, I learned of a history of a thing that I didn't think that there needed to be a history of. But first, the old the old witnessing in society. Witnessing in society? The old witnessing things in society game. Hey, what's been going on in society? People living their lives, and it's weird. I sat down to eat somewhere in a place for the first time in a long time, and it wasn't super weird. But directly across from me was a couple who were putting on a little show I like to call reminding me that being I don't know, married or in a relationship is usually just weird. It's just usually weird and awkward for everybody. And it's just very rare that people are like, no, 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 like we're actually on the same page and into similar things. Or no, no, we love going to a restaurant than just staring into oblivion for 25 minutes. But whatever. So I sat down. They were already there, and they were just like right there. Like no matter what I was doing, I got out my stuff to draw, and I was just sitting there drawing, waiting for food. Um, and I could just very easily see out of my periphery and straight ahead, you know, drawing or not, that dude was just kind of sitting there. He had like his back to me, or at least three-quarter back, and he was just like just back and forth surveying the restaurant for the whole time, like just pure silence, just back and forth, like a I was gonna say like a RoboCop eye, like a Cylon eye, but just his upper half just slightly moving back and forth, while his wife slash girlfriend sat there and stared into her telephone for the whole time, just staring right down, forever, forever, forever. I'm just like, oh my god, like how is this even possible? Um, so much time has passed, and and nothing. Like, why are they even eating in the same place? And all of a sudden, there's movement, and she just kind of stops, but like she's still not really looking at him, just like shoving her phone in his face, and and then he's just like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, and then she looks back at her phone again, and and then I swear it was like, I want to say it's like the only thing these people said to themselves, said to each other for this whole time was suddenly Shark Week starts Monday. And then he was like, "Oh, yeah." And then they were both kind of quietly happy that Shark Week was starting Monday or Sunday, whenever Shark Week starts, but you know, detail I don't care about. And it kind of restored this weird sense of like, "Oh, well that's good." Like they are on the same page, I think. You know, all of that silence, like, in order to really enjoy Shark Week, uh, you definitely need somebody else who can sit there and quietly enjoy a Shark Week. I was never into the Shark Week. I've watched some shark documentaries, but yeah, never had a big I don't know, affinity for Shark Week. Again, mostly because it seemed insane, rather than here's some sharks. What's the something that you can ask? Hang braha three haha? Because my question is, didn't you leave like 20 minutes ago? I thought you had to go. I've got a serious question I want to ask. What are you doing there? Talk about sharks while we're trying to relax. Who could it be? Oh, it's not letting me select. Select. Move. Oh, the wacky world of edutainment. Oh, I think I was reading you were saying what a chess pin is. I don't know what a chess pin is. The other thing that I witnessed uh, was I was just walking through the mall, and there was a guy sitting on a bench um, in the mall, and he had a I don't know what it was, some sort of little like Nintendo character, like a little Mario or something. It was definitely something Nintendo, but I think he still had it in the package, whatever it was. Um, Pretty sure it was from EB Games, and I'm pretty sure it was somewhere between $9 and $19. And again, doesn't matter. But I was walking by, and for the whole time, he like had the thing in one hand, just like do where are my hands? Like I'm holding the thing in one hand, and in the other hand he just had the receipt, and he was just staring at the receipt, and occasionally like, looking at the thing that he bought, and staring at the receipt, glancing at the thing, staring at the receipt, and there was just enough distance for me to like. I had to walk by and then turn a corner, so it was like I could see him for a long time, and I think mostly whatever he had was colorful and Nintendo-y enough that I was like, ooh, what is that? I want to know. But because he was so thoroughly staring at the receipt, it completely like just you know turned on observation mode in my brain of like, what are you looking at right now? What are you seeing? And and then I had to process it, and the only conclusion I could come up with was pull out your phone and write down that you saw somebody probably regretting several decisions in their life at that moment. Like, I assume it was like, oh man, like, did I really spend this much money on this? Oh, I really couldn't afford that. I shouldn't have done that. Oh my God, my mom or girlfriend or, somebody who is responsible for me is probably going to be real mad at me. Oh no. Uh, like, I don't know. I built up a whole world within, this 14-second pass by of this stranger, just because of just the energy, the forlornness. It was weird. It was like, I don't know. It was like seeing somebody. I want to say after a fight, but seeing somebody after they like children after they get caught fighting or doing something they shouldn't have, and then they're just kind of standing there like, trying to figure out how do I blame this on something else or somebody else. And yeah, maybe it was the same reason that I would saw the first Transformers movie, or saw the GI Joe movie. It just gave me this sense of nostalgia of just like, oh yeah, I remember being young and regretting more things. Rest in peace, phone. Rest in peace. Now, with the world observations out of the way, the thing that I learned this week was always something. I feel like everybody should recognize that they have learned something every week. We're always learning something all the time, but just to take a second to go, oh hey, I didn't know that before, and now I do. It really does. If you acknowledge some of these things. All right, Space Goonie, talk to you next week. Have fun at your job. If we take the time to actually acknowledge an acquisition of knowledge that I think it fills up, some weird parts of our brain, or like, allows certain serotonins or whatever to be released. You feel like you completed something, even though it's innocuous nonsense a lot of the time. For example, the thing that I learned, I'm sure I learned some useful stuff this week too, but I didn't write those down. What I wrote down was, flipping through YouTube, hey, finally, the history of Trapjaw. I'm sorry, excuse me? Do you mean Trapjaw from, like, He-Man from Master of the Universe? The lackey side, villain character? I'm pretty sure his whole history is he's Trapjaw, the end. He's Beastman, the end. Like, Skeletor has a bit of a backstory now. Some of the characters do from the 2000 version of the He-Man series. But Trapjaw is just, I never thought of him as anything other than Trapjaw. Never until I watched this video thought for a second that, oh yeah, what is the deal with Trapjaw? You raise a lot of questions. I want more answers, actually, that I'm getting from this little 15-minute documentary on Trapjaw from He-Man. Now, although I made a note of it, when I went to go add to my notes today, for some reason that note disappeared, and I don't know where or why or how, but it was gone. So I had some details that I didn't go back and re-find. So, who cares? Not swing this arm back as far. So, once he started presenting variations of Trapjaw from the old comic, from the mini comics for the toys, to the toys themselves, to the series, and fan art and incarnations, that's when I started to realize, like, oh yeah, it's not just like a blue toy with a green face and a helmet. Like, he's got blue skin, I guess. One of his arms is like a robot arm, like aside from his actual robot arm that's replaced with, like, replaceable parts and whatnot. Like, what is the backstory? And then he's got this green face instead of a weird helmet with a jaw that's gone. And then I'm like, yeah, is he a zombie? I think he might be a zombie. Like, what is this? I just had so many questions all of a sudden. I was like, is the history of Trapjaw interesting? And not really, but I watched it till the end, but I didn't retain all of it. But basically, the interesting part to me is, when they were designing He-Man figures, it was basically, come up with some sort of weird gimmick, some kind of weird whatever, and it was the 80s, and people were, on all the drugs and just reusing whatever ideas they had, and or unused ideas. So there was this toy line. It was kind of a G.I. Joe thing. Again, this is one of the things I had written down. and I do not remember what it was, but it was something like Big Jim, like the Big Jim action figures, and they were again just like the 12-inch tall like GI Joe figures with articulation and outfits and stuff. And it was kind of a James Bondy type thing that was if you look at anything, it's all stolen or homages to other more popular things. So within that line, it was like I'm the action guy, and here's an assortment of weird bad guys and some of my helpful friends, my Avengers type of people. Um, but they're all still basically Ken doll type, the GI Joe, nothing outlandish. But one of the characters they came up with was this guy called I want to say it was just Jaws at first, and then because the guy in James Bond in 007 is his name was Jaws, so they were like no, and then they named it and also the shark, and then something else. So he had it again, don't remember it all, but some name, still fairly Jaws-ish. And he had like an arm that came off, and it was like replaced with like guns and robot arms. He had a big crazy jaw, and then still like real clothes and everything. So I'm not sure he never really made it. Like that line kind of died, and the people working for that Big Jim line eventually became the toy makers for Masters of the Universe. So one day it was like, well, we need some more characters, and the guy who created this old Trapjaw was like, hey, how about this guy, eh? So they basically reused a bunch of the parts straight up, scaled them down or whatever. So he still had, had a weird face and a missing jaw. And I'm just like, oh my god, like you weren't even talking about like the Skeletor origin, where like Skeletor was a guy who was blue, and then stuff happened, and became Skeletor. Within the story, this is like goes deeper to like nothing to do with the comics, nothing to do with anything. Like, wow. Trapjaw's interesting. And then again, still going on is like, so what is his deal? And in some cases, he seems like kind of a Frankenstein monster. And in one of the versions of an animated thing or a comic, he was kind of like insubordinate or whatever, like not quite on Skeletor's team. And Skeletor like blasted his jaw off, and then it was like, well, I guess you work for me now. Like, okay, and that was one of the things. But again, mostly just the fact that it was like, yeah, we just reused him. Like, he's not a He-Man character. He's a Big Jim character. Yeah, that'll do. First, lower all this. It's the least to learn. Nothing's gonna make your brain burn. It's the least you could learn. It's just on YouTube, no concern. It's just toys. And there's the 10 after 10 police sirens. Whoa. Which then led me to a video of, hey, what's the deal with the new Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe Revelations? Is it gonna be ridiculous? All right, I'll be closing out of here in about 20 minutes anyway, as well. But have a good night, laser sharks. Don't be afraid of the laser dark. Just get some sonar and Eat all the bad guys. So yeah, this guy was another different YouTuber. Don't remember what it was. Uh, was talking about that and his bit of research. So some of it was just like, I don't like the way you refer to this, where he was like, oh, like some of the characters are being made political. Like they're being made political. What do you mean? And political to this guy and a lot of people means, oh, like this character is a girl now, or this girl character is tougher and in charge as opposed to just a side character, and this other character is black, where they added a new black character. Like, that's not political. That's just making characters. Again, just like we said before, only because a lot of white people look at the world as, oh, now they're changing stuff to like what I'm not used to. Like, yeah, because you're used to looking around and you being the star of the whole world. And other people looking at it going, why does this guy get to be the star? It's just made up characters. Why can't characters just be whatever? So I didn't enjoy that part. But, so like all the things that they described to me were just like, yep, I don't care. Sounds like just giving characters some character, as if the story was written after the year 2000 and not in the the early to late 80s by a bunch of coked up white guys. I'm like, it looks cool still, so uh, I do. But yeah, what did concern me was during it, they showed like the press conference of Kevin Smith saying like, we're making this, we're finally going to do basically a continuation slash sequel of the original He-Man series. Like we're gonna change a few things and do this and that, but for the most part, like, I want the old He-Man. Like I love it. You guys love it. If that's what we're gonna do, we're not gonna ruin He-Man because we love it so much. It doesn't look ruined to me, but the way Kevin Smith talked about it is as if like, oh no, I'm the dude for this. Like I love He-Man. Like oh my god, thankfully I get to make sure this is done right. And then when you see like tweets about it and kind of some behind the scenes, it's like, oh yeah, you're just a big nerd who gets to make all the stuff, which is awesome. It's great. Like we all, well, most of us want something like that to happen in life. Um, but yeah, his thing wasn't He-Man, so it would show clips to like Comic Book Man, to like other shows and things that it was on, of people mentioning He-Man and him just being like, yeah, like I never liked He-Man either. Like, oh yeah, but I don't know. I've worked on lots of stuff where I'm just like, I don't like this and I never will as well, and still did a good job, so it doesn't mean it's going to be terrible. Just to me, it means that it wasn't made with the same I don't know, energy that I thought it was being made with. There's still clearly a lot of like corporate interference, which there always is going to be. And the new action figures are like crazy articulated. I haven't seen any in the store. I definitely don't need any of them. But man, oh man, do they ever look good. And I have to do everything in my power not to try to collect a bunch of those. I don't have any more shelves left for nonsense like that. I still just need to get the retro He-Man and Skeletor somehow. But if I don't, I don't. Whatever. Life goes on. Excuse me. Sometimes the shark has got to sleep, even though sharks don't stop. But if you watch some documentaries, you see sometimes sharks stop. Oh yeah, I meant to look up what a chess pin is. Better not be gross. Oh, he's a Pokemon. Yeah, no. I don't go animating anime stuff unless I have to at work. Not because I don't like it, just because I'm a white guy from Canada and I don't know how to draw. Like, I'm from another culture. But sometimes I do my best. Meow. I'm say it's not too bad actually with the fan right here, like right there. So I have to ask, does it sound like there's a fan right there? I messed with the audio a while ago. Try and make sure it doesn't pick up the fan like that, but I don't know if it's when I start to talk, it picks up everything, or if it's doing okay. But either way, it's way too hot. So it's either full fan noise or partial fan noise. Yes! Thanks, avocado shakes. I don't know why. I think we talked about that way in the beginning as well, where I can't, for the life of me, just say avocado shake. Got an S to the end. Same as talking to Mike White. I can't just say, "Hey, Mike White, how you doing, Mike White? Mike White." Like Cake Boss. Cake Boss. Who is eating? Bear is eating. Well, this is both way more and way less than I expected to get done tonight. I also expected myself, or I planned on being a lot sloppier at this, he says, as he selects a line and presses the smooth button 1,000 times. Just can't shake it. Can't not make those lines smooth. I'm eating things raw, food in my mouth. I definitely learned something else that was probably more interesting and fun, but I either didn't write it down or I did and it went away with wherever the Trapjaw notes went because I'm super positive I had several things written down besides what I just wrote down there today. This one. More of a flick. There, that's getting a little sloppy. Smooth. This is smooth. Oh, that was close. Almost lost my mind. Raw. Cause I'm a bear. And I'm eating things. I'm a bear. And I know what I bring. I bring my big claws and my big old face. I'm gonna eat you to death. Death race. Oh, no elbows, just rubber hose it. Nice rubber hosing. About volume. Just having a good time. Just having fun with animation. This is the work is over now. You just do whatever. There's no rules. There's no rules. Remember No Fear? I mean, last week we talked for a minute about those T-shirts that became TV shows. The characters that became a thing when they were just nothing at all, but like a terrible corporate logo. And in the great T-shirt war of I don't know 1996, there was no fear. Remember that? And I remember like, what is that? It must be connected to sports or something. I have no idea. But that's all it was. It was just somebody, hey, I'm gonna make some shirts. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna print the word no fear on them. And people are gonna be like, yeah, I wanna be no fear. I'll take your no fear shirt. I assume they were expensive. I never ever saw them anywhere except for on people. I don't know where people bought them. I didn't go in many places. Um, but they usually had some sort of weird sports type slogan that was, full of double entendres. Actually, not even always sports, but I forget what it was, but it was like I remember a kid getting sent home from high school, junior high school, because they had it's like no fear on the front and maybe like some footballs. No, what sport uses leather balls? Does any sport still use leather balls? But whatever. It said something like football players have leather balls, and it had a picture of some sport balls. And the teacher was like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Like, no, you either cover that up or you go home and change. Like, I've been wearing this all day. I wear it all the time. It's a $40 shirt or something like that. Like, come on, how dare you? And like people are like, oh my god, like that's an expensive shirt, and they're actually cool, sir. Like all right. Uh, So whatever. That's everything I know about No Fear was that one kid getting kicked out. But then Zellers used to be a store back in the old days. I don't know if this was purely a Zellers thing. Um, or or just a standard off-brand thing that was sold at Zellers. But on top of the no fear, they came out with no rules, huh? You want a no rules shirt? Which I think my grandmother bought me one where I'm like, here's how I know this is a terrible idea to wear for a shirt. My grandmother bought it for me. Because she thought it was cool, probably. And I'm like, no. No, I already know I can't wear a no fear shirt because, you know, seems like that's a conflict of interest. You know, I don't want to give any false bravado out there. Like, nope, sorry, all fear. All fear. Most fear is the shirt line I'm going to come out with. Just fear it. All fear. Maybe I should write this down. But yeah, so there's no way. So then I got like a no rules shirt. I'm like, oh, well, this is going in the bottom of the drawer and never coming out until it's time to give away clothes for Goodwill. Because they were like, it was like the TV version of Die Hard, like, you know, yippee-ki-yay, mother fathers, like, no fear, leather balls, like, no rules, homework is for cool people or whatever. Like, what? No, there's something's wrong with this. This is too wholesome for no rules, and also no rules. Some rules, definitely some rules. I don't feel safe unless I know that a lot of people are running under rules, because people without rules often just go bananas, and there's too many bananas. Someone's going to slip and fall. There's going to be an accident. That's just how things work. Anyway, this is as much animation as I'm doing for today. Probably should have got a lot more done. I will modify and change a bunch of this. His mouth won't snap shut so fast. I'll change this right now. So the story, real quick, behind and revealing what is going on here is my friend was like, something, something, something. Babies are stupid. Like, yep, they sure are. We both hate children, and they're a terror unto existence. Somewhere in the conversation, it came around to people with a lot of kids and conserving nature and bears. So somehow, you know, it's two separate thoughts, getting the peanut butter into the chocolate and mixing them together. And I decided to combine those things into a Voltron robot of nonsense, which was seriously though, not serious, but seriously, I was saying, you know, if you've got a bunch of kids, really, like you've got a big family of kids and you care, like if you really care about like the environment and animals and everything, you know, feed one of them to a bear. I mean, do you like bears or not? Right? Do you like bears? Do you want to support the bears? Do you want to support nature? Well, then, if you got 5 kids, feed one of them to a bear. Because a bear, as far as I know, it's only like its biggest hope, dream, wish is just to eat a baby. That's it. That's all. They would love it. Oh, that's all they ever think about. Oh my God, yeah. That's on my blog, bearseatbabies.com. .blogspot / for real though. I write articles about that at least several times a week. How bears they really just want to eat babies. I've interviewed a few, and they were just like, "Don't even get me started. Just don't even get me started." Have you ever seen that show, The Hot Wigs or Hot Ones, where they interview people while they eat hot ones? This bear was like so mad at me because I didn't have 5 different flavored babies lined up with different sauces and whatnot. And he was just like, "So you're just here to ask me about eating babies without giving me a baby to eat?" Oh, he was so bad. He was so bad. He was going to eat me. But thankfully, I did have a baby to feed him. But that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Babies are the bacon of the forest. Oh. Oh, that's a good shirt, Pat. Especially if it was just... It needs to be like a safety shirt where it's just like... just bear safety or whatever. Something just bear safety or wilderness safety, and then like colon, babies are the bacon of the forest. Oh yeah, no, that's genius. To the Pat store. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, Pat Store. So I may have within a time frame very close to this conversation was also either listening to the radio or yeah, maybe I have some Ace of Base in my playlist because I get in a good 90s mood forever for music. So I segued that thought into the Bears are just like that Ace of Base song. All that she wants is another baby. She's going to get you. All that she wants is another baby. Oh, whoa, whoa. And I said, and then the bear is just eating baby after baby after baby while that song plays. And about 2 seconds after that thought processed, or as that thought processed, I was like, oh, reels! Reels! There's all that music will be there. I could animate this bear doing this and use that little short clip of all that she wants is another baby from the Ace of Bases, and it'll be totally legal and Instagrammable, and I'm gonna do that. So I put it on a to-do list, and then I was like, well, I'll probably either draw some He-Man stuff or a comic about Milo that also involves He-Man or some of the Masters of the Universe. And then I was like, oh, I made it to do. When am I ever going to do this? And the answer is easy. Easy and elementary, really. Right now. I'll just do it during the stream. I need stuff to do on the stream. Why don't I just do it now? If I don't finish it, I don't. Who cares? It's just about telling stories and drawing stuff. And something gets done, great. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't matter. This is still 2 hours of content that I created out of my butt. And heart, and with my heart. Make it with your heart. Make it like it's the only one. You can make it now. Make your bread pull apart. Okay, that's enough. Crazies. Room full of crazies. Okay, I'm just gonna do this last frame. This last frame, and then done. Right? I got some non-dairy ice cream that I need to eat. Right before bed. So then, yeah, hopefully that's what I'll get done sometime during the week. How many other weird things do I have on my to-do lists? So many. So many. All the DJs said, damn, if to-dos were drugs, David would sell them by the gram. How it goes. All right, and with Pat's going, I shall also be a get going. That's this last straw that can be drawn of the short straw stack of something. What? Also the ice pack on my back that's also helping me keep cool is not quite as cold and squishy and damp now. But yeah, as per usual, Don't forget to follow on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Cartoons. There's a Facebook as well, but you know, Facebook's horrible. But it's there. You can watch live. There's books at MrCartoons.com. The Sexy Dinosaurs, poetry. Like I said before, when everybody's hunkered down, then you can write poems and make books about it, and it's cool. No cooler people are gonna judge you. Poetry. Oh, and then there's merch as well. The shirt store, all linked at MrCartoons.com. All those links can also be found at the Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, thanks, Avocado Shake. Huh? Just one of you and one Drake. Pat Prue 101. CTK watching after work. Space Goonie, Laser Sharks, and the rest. Professor Marianne, Tangbra, ha, 3 ha ha, and all those other people that followed and subscribed and whatever else happened on the thing while I was drawing at the same time. Thanks so much. That was amazing. It's been a good day. It's been a short week already, and also a long week. It's only Tuesday. We've you know, where we're going, we don't need roads. That doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't at all. You did your best though. You did your best. Edit with garbage. Your best is always good enough, guy. I've fallen off on a surfboard many a time, but I didn't get eaten by sharks, and I kept right on surfing once I got a new board and re-waxed up. Can I talk about some wax? I really want to talk about surf wax, guys. No, we're never ever going to talk about surf wax. I don't get it. Don't want to get it. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. As per usual, don't commit any horrible hate crimes. Don't stab anybody. Don't attack anybody. Do the things that make you happy as long as they don't make somebody else sad. And, I don't know. I'm not trying to be your dad. Ripley. Yeah, just end it. Play the end credits. I talked too much. Milo's animation, it's real boring. He needs to do more things. Viewers are snoring. Gonna add some samples of something different. Oh, the beat's running out.